Guys, I hope everyone's doing okay. It's Nas Trades here. And basically, I'm going to be breaking the market for the 26th of November. It's the 9th of December right now, but this is my analysis, my breakdown, the trades I took on the 26th of November before I took my little break. I've been on a 2-week break. But yeah, I'm just going to break down the market where I took my trades, what went well, what went wrong. This is for me just as much as it is for you. So let's get into it. So starting off with the higher time frame, we can see prices has been going bearish for a long time. So with that in mind, overall the higher time frame is bearish, so I'm most likely going to look for sells. But it has tapped into our 4-hour prime zone, which has shown a reaction, so I'm open to potential buys. But yeah, so now that we know that, I scale down. Disregard all this other analysis over here that happens way down the line that has no effect on the current analysis, which is the London session. This is the London session we're going to be analyzing for, and it's approaching 8 a.m. This is the time that we trade London. So we scale down to the one hour. What do we see? We see, if we open our sessions, we see a New York high waiting to get taken. What else do we see? We see a London, an Asian high here, and we also see an Asian low over here. Asia swept London low there the day before. Now we have that. Let's clean up our charts. We keep it nice and clean. We need to, now that we got that, we need to identify, is there any trend lines or any equal lows or equal highs that will give us more reason for it to go up or down. What we can see a little trend here. That was a 2 tap right here. So we got a little trend building here. We also have a little trend building right here. So all I need is 2 taps to confirm it, because on the 3rd tap it can start the sweep. And as you can see, so this was the initial one, first tap, which is like the second in sequence, and it's gone up, and it started to sweep above. We're approaching 8 a.m. 8 a.m. hasn't come. So now that it's hitting 8 a.m., what I want to do, I want to scale down to the 15-minute. 20. Okay, I would have been wary of this zone right here. So I would have been wary of this zone. So I would have been wary of this supply right here. Okay, so we can get an overview of the 5-minute. So what's happening on the 5-minute? We have trend line building here. We also have a little bit of a trend line building over here as well. So it could either go either way, but the detail is in the 1 minute. So we scale down to the 1 minute. Let's get our highlight tool. So what's price doing? What's price doing since here? So bam. So price has just been going up. I'm not going to do it so accurately. Bam, bam, high, low, high. And this is where I was getting confused, because I'll be honest, obviously I'm still a learner. I wasn't too sure what I could actually, like, it just looked a bit too messy. Like there wasn't no true movement, you know? Actually, no, that's not the case. That was the high that led to this. I think I marked this one out as a change of character, and I marked this out as a break of structure. So what I did is, since I've seen this change of character, I marked this order block off, and I was waiting for so I'm waiting for a clear break of structure. There we go, I have my break of structure right here. So then I mark off this order block here, and let's see what happened. So I failed. This was my first failure. So I failed my trade over here. I failed this one. So we marked off this zone. The reason why I picked this highly refined order block is because it's the cleanest one. And on top of that, if we go to the 5 minute, there's no imbalance created. If there was an imbalance, I would have taken it from the imbalance, such as this one, for example. This one, I messed up because I picked the imbalance entry when there was no imbalance created on the 5 minute. I should have realistically had my order block. If it were to be anywhere, it would be, realistically, it should have been this. So that was my fault. This is obviously me learning. This is what I need to apply to my thing. So this was my second entry coming up. Did price take me? Oh, no. Yeah, I know. I would have definitely covered that. 100% I covered that at the time because I didn't get taken out on this. I did get taken out eventually. You'll see now. So what happened is I entered here. And after I entered here, I secured a 1 to 3, a 50% at 1 to 3, and I was targeting the Asia low, right? I was targeting the Asia low. What happened? Around 9 o'clock, around 9 o'clock, just approaching 9 o'clock, price came and took me out. So it would have been here, bam. Price came and took me out. But this is giving me information. So yes, my order block did fail, but I did catch my safety net. However, this did discourage me. Because I failed it. Although I did secure a victory, like a safety net, and I did close partials, it still discouraged me. So, but what did I do with this new information? Because I considered these two as failed order blocks, I stopped trading for the session. And I was like, let me just watch the rest. So I marked this one off as a new change of character. So let's clean up the charts again. Let me remove this change of character. We know our sells were wrong. Price came up, shot up, and it swept up our liquidity over here. Swept up all this liquidity that was there. It took out the Asia high. Instantly took it out. It came into our supply. That supply we marked out before, it came into our supply. What other information is it giving me? It made a low here, it made a high here, it made a low, it came up. This high was higher than the previous high. That was the change of character. Then it came low here, and I don't even need to mark a high to show you that it broke past everything. So, where's our other tool? Bam, change of character. Break of structure. So we have our break of structure here. So, what can I do? What can I do with this information? There was no imbalance left, right? So since there was no imbalance left, I need to look for a clean demand. Somewhat of a clean demand. There. That was my clean demand right here. That was my clean demand. I tell. So we had a change of character that got tapped into before I was waiting. So we had a change of character. I was waiting for the break of structure, right? To confirm the new change of character. But price already tapped into this before shot off. But that's a good sign though. It tapped into the demand for the change of character and it shot off. It shot into the supply. When price shoots so hard into the supply, you got to ask, is it actually going to hold? We can see supply is getting violated. Supply has been violated. Been violated too much. It's gone wicked way past it. Remove the supply. However, what do we have as well? We have a break of structure, right? A break of structure that left a big imbalance right here from this wick. So we can see that I left a nice imbalance right here. From this candle to this candle was a big imbalance. So what do we do with that information? We look for an order block on the imbalance, an imbalance entry order block. So I did not enter this. I'm going to be truthful with you guys. I stopped trading, but I was still analyzing. I'm breaking it down for you guys. I'm also breaking it down for myself because I want to improve my strategy, refine it more. So I mark off this one. But what do we notice? We notice one thing. It's a bit messy. I've already learned from this. When the order blocks are a bit messy, we want to scale out. So we scale out, we see this 2 minute, a 2 minute order block here. 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fine. 2 minute. That was a 2 minute demand right here, because this is the bearish one anyways. So we put that 2 minute demand. We wait for price to see what price wants to do. So what do we see? Price came up to here, made a high here, made a low here, made a high here. Price then formed a change of character because it broke below here. I go to the 5 minute. Price did not create an imbalance. So because it did not create an imbalance, I am going to mark off the cleanest supply over here. This to me would be the cleanest order block to enter off for a supply. We had a change of character. We had no break of structure yet. And let's see if it even gets tapped into first. So we can see price just goes away. It never tapped into the supply. It tapped into the demand first. So we would have taken our entry here. So you would have taken your entry here. Bam. Right? And because price tapped into the demand first, that already gives us a narrative that buyers are more in power. Let alone that it swept up all these sellers and it respected the first demand here, respected the demand properly here. It didn't tap into this supply. That gives us the narrative that price is respecting demand. You would have secured your 1 to 3, and I would say you could have targeted this New York high, which I would have been panicking at the time. I would have been like, oh, is that actually going to hit the New York high? Kind of floats around. What does it want to do? It's approaching near New York session. New York session is going to approach soon. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? This is just teasing us. There we go. Bam. All the way up to 1240. That's why you have to trust the process. You have to understand liquidity. If you understand liquidity, things will get so much more better. If you just simply understand liquidity, it will get so much more better. And that would have been a nice... That would have been a nice 1 to 24. 1 to 24.5. 1 to 24.5. Meaning, whatever you put in, you would have had 24 times that amount. But since we took partial profits, you can say it's like half that amount. So you would have probably had like 12.5 or 12.25 times that amount that you put in. Which is still good. It's still good. And yeah, that's pretty much the London breakdown for the 26th of November. Okay, so basically what I need to improve on, which I hope you guys can find value out of it as well, is the following. Don't be discouraged from failed order blocks. Even the 1 to 3 order blocks, because even though I secured a 1 to 3, I still felt discouraged that I failed overall and I stopped trading. But I still continue to analyze, of course. Don't marry an analysis that is going to go down, that's just going to keep selling. Always remain flexible. And the biggest thing that I realized, the biggest thing that I need to improve on, which I've been, the biggest piece of advice for myself that I realize I need to improve on is we only take an imbalance trade only if there is an imbalance created on the 5 minute. I tend to rush a bit in my trades sometimes because I feel like it's going to get tapped into very fast and keep going. But I need to understand those are for re-entries, and price doesn't move that fast, you know? Like, you will have time to make a trade. So if it's an imbalance trade, you will have time because you need the 5 minute. You need like at least 3 5-minute candles to confirm a 5 minute imbalance. That's 15 minutes. So don't stress about that. And if there's no 5 minute imbalance, pick the most extreme order block. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So don't be discouraged from failed order blocks, even if it's a 1 to 3, because you're still securing a victory. Keep your analysis flexible, don't marry it. And thirdly, jump back and forth between the 5 and 1 minute to see if it's an imbalance order block you should enter from, or it's just an extreme supply or demand order block that you should enter from. Do that, and your trading will be way better. Way better. That's what I need to add to my thing. Let's get on to the New York session now. All right, so as for the New York session, what's happened? So in London, New York came in around here. So let's just mark out a few things. Made a high here, made a low here. Uh, uh, high, low, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. So we can see prices just going up, down, up, down, up, down. And now it's starting to shift down. We had a, you can call that a change of character. That was the change of character. This was the break of structure. Change of character. Price tapped into an order block around here. Cool. Got respected. So supply's getting respected. A full break of structure happened here. This was a big break of structure. You could also say there was another break of structure here. So all I can see is prices continuously getting respected. And let me remove that. That's like for future analysis. So we see equal highs, equal lows. It's approaching our session. I'm waiting to see what gets swept first, what happens. Obviously, as it's approaching our session, we already see what gets swept. So let's just start it from here. Let's check the 5-minute real quick. We've seen that price has just been building liquidity or a build up. So we have a build up. We have unintentional movement. So a build up. We're waiting for a sweep and we're waiting for a reveal of market intent. So this price is playing out here. It's swept. It swept the low, right? Price swept the low, right? We count this as the break of structure. We still have equal highs over here. But since we have a break of structure towards this side, let's check the 5-minute. What happens in the 5-minute? Is there an imbalance that gets created? That's what we look out for because we learned from our last one, which I failed this one because I didn't take into account what I just said. This was on the day. This is how I come to my realization for proving the strategy. So we can see a bam here, break of structure happened here. I marked off my order block here. I marked this one off here, which was a failed order block. The reason why it was failed, because on the 5-minute, there was no imbalance created. You can't use this as an imbalance, you know, that little box. There's no imbalance. So because there was no imbalance created, and I entered off an imbalance, I was busy setting myself up for failure. So what we do, we go for the most cleanest high. So seeing as this high led to this low, led to this high, and then went down, this was the last cleanest order block we can find. And yeah, it's really just straightforward. So as it just plays out, it just goes. We see what happens. Price shoots up. Price tapped me in where I was tapped in. It took me out because I entered from an imbalance. And we see the 5-minute. See how there's no imbalance created? No imbalance created. You know? Now that I've realized that the imbalance entries versus the extreme supply and demand order block entries. Yeah, so with this new information, I would have entered off here. Let's see how this goes. Bam, bam, bam. Price respects. Price hits our 1 to 3 around here, which would have secured our little safety net. And with that, we could have targeted this London low right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, price is coming up, going down. Okay, it's floating. There we go. Bam. Wicked. It wicked and hit our price. Besides that, it hit a 1 to 23.5, which is really nice. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty simple. Obviously, I took a loss. I'm being transparent with you guys. I took a loss because I'm still improving and refining. And you see how beautifully it would have worked. Yeah, that's not really much else to it, guys. Thank you for watching. That was the 26th of December, 26th of November market breakdown. Hope you guys found some value. This is for me just as much as for you guys. So I'm going to add this to my strategy. and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you're a trader, either on beginner, intermediate, advanced, or even expert level of trading, please join the link in the description below if you'd like to just find a chill space to connect, share your ideas, relax. It's just basically think of it as a trader's Discord lounge, where I just want people just to a no pressure community where traders just vibe, share your wins, losses, your strategies, and all that stuff. I'm not selling anything, there's nothing to be sold there. I just want a chilled community of people that are passionate about trading just like me. So I hope to see you there.